And we start at 6 o'clock with breaking news. Recreational marijuana is finally a done deal. We have talked about it for years, and now it is finally happening.
In fact, the Senate passed it today. The House passed it last night. Now all it needs is the governor's signature. And of course, he said he will sign this version.
Chief political reporter Susan Raff is live in the Senate chamber where the final vote came down. And Susan, how are lawmakers feeling tonight?
What a journey it has been, but history was made here in the Senate chamber this afternoon. And there were some who spoke here today who feel that this recreational marijuana bill is bad policy. But the majority feel it is the right time and it is right for Connecticut. Recreational marijuana will soon be legal in Connecticut.
Legislation is passed.
The Senate gave approval to a bill that allows cannabis to be sold and grown. The House passed the same legislation Wednesday night.
We will have a legalized product for adults, a regulated product, and one that will have a social policy behind it.
The Senate president may be right. Polls show a majority of Connecticut residents support legalizing marijuana for adult use.
As someone who's been adversely affected and arrested for cannabis throughout my life and whose child has been traumatized by the war on drugs, I feel that it is absolutely necessary to include that equity.
Equity plays a big role in this legislation. A majority of revenue will go to distressed communities and will give opportunities to people in those communities hard hit by crime and drugs to get licenses to grow and sell marijuana. But some lawmakers feel Connecticut was under pressure to pass legislation. 18 other states have done so, including neighboring Massachusetts and New York. And supporters say Connecticut has been losing out on tax revenue.
Legalization is happening across the country as we know. It's slow, but it's happening, and we should prepare for it. We should do it in a thoughtful way, which I think this bill does.
Republicans, most who have voted against recreational marijuana, feel this is the wrong policy for any state.
On one hand, we're saying that smoking is not good. Flavored vapes and tobacco are not good for kids. But yet we're going to legalize a product that's sold in brownies and gummy bears.
Connecticut's marijuana bill does put limits on THC and it requires labeling. As for when it can be sold, well, that will take probably a year from this fall, but in about 2 weeks, it will be legal.
Susan, I wanted to point out here, there were 9 people in the state Senate who did not vote on this bill. This is something Mark and I were talking about earlier. That's in fact a quarter of the Senate. Do you have any insight about why they did not vote?
Realize that Connecticut has a part-time legislature. So technically, the regular session ended on June 9th. And at that time, many lawmakers planned their vacations. But this year, and in many years past, they do have a special session, and it is always a challenge trying to bring lawmakers back into the state capitol to vote. But in this case, certainly, Democrats do have the majority here in the state Senate, and they were able to get enough lawmakers here today to get marijuana over the finish line.
All right, Susan, incredible reporting over the past few days on a very historic week there at the Capitol. Thank you very much.